So good evening, Anjan.
Good evening.
So tell me something about yourself in a nutshell.
So myself Anjan, I am residing in the state of West Bengal, Kolkata, and I have passed my 10th and 12th from the State Board of West Bengal in 2014 and 16 respectively. After that, I have joined NIT Durgapur in the discipline of mechanical engineering and passed out from there in 2020. After that, I joined Amazon as a customer service representative, and later on I have promoted to the post of quality analyst, and I'm still working on the in the same profile. And my hobby is watching and playing football matches and watching suspense thrillers.
Acha. So you said you are in the profile of quality analyst, right?
Yes, correct.
In Amazon, isn't it?
Yes.
Basically, what is your role there? What is the role of a quality analyst?
So quality analyst in the CS field, like customer service field. So Amazon used to have a lot of agents, and we have a compliance metrics. Like there are some compliance guidelines that all the agents have to follow while communicating with the customer. So I have to check, like we are used to assigned with few agents, and I check their contacts. And if they are passed with the compliance metrics, and yes, I mark them down or mark them up.
Okay, okay, got it. So does this have anything to do with your mechanical engineering background?
No,
Okay.
it is not related.
So now you are going to appear for IBACIO, right?
Yes, correct.
That's why you are appearing in this mock interview. So what can we expect? Like you are from mechanical engineering background, so why are you actually interested in joining IB?
So since very childhood, I am very keen to join any such vigilant organizations which directly serves the national security. And being IB being one of them, I have always have a will to join IB.
Okay. So did someone influence you, or did someone motivate you to join IB, or have you appeared in all government exams or banking exams, or particularly IB?
No, I used to appear for all sort of exams except banking. I don't apply for applied for banking exams as well. So no, there is no such individual who has influenced me, but it's my personal sort of expectations.
Okay. So what is your hobby, you said?
My hobby is playing and watching football and watching suspense thrillers.
Okay.
Underrated suspense thrillers.
Okay. Who is your favorite football player?
My favorite football player is Lionel Messi.
Lionel Messi. Okay. Acha. So right now, which club is he playing for right now?
He is playing for Miami, Inter Miami.
Okay.
Or USA.
Earlier, which club did he belong? Like just before Inter Miami?
He belonged to Paris Saint-Germain from France.
Okay. Great. Acha. And you must be knowing the jersey number of Messi, right?
Yeah, it's 10.
Okay, great. I'm also a Messi fan. Anyway, acha. So you belong to mechanical engineering background, right? BTech in mechanical engineering.
Yes.
Can you explain the basic principles of thermodynamics?
So there are four basic laws of thermodynamics, which is like everyone need to remember those laws to solve any kind of problems related to thermodynamics. The first law states that energy cannot be created, not destroyed. It can only be transformed to another form.
Okay.
The second law states that the entropy will of a equilibrium of a system which is in equilibrium, the entropy will always be the maximum.
Okay.
And the third law states that for an isolated system, the entropy will always approach the absolute max, that is the highest. Like the temperature will always approach the absolute zero.
Absolute zero. Okay. Acha. Okay. So What is the basic difference?
And there is
Yeah. Go on.
and there is another law which is stated as zeroth law, that states that two systems, if they are in equilibrium with a third system, then they will be mutually in equilibrium with each other. That is zeroth law.
Okay. Acha. Well, Anjun, what is the basic difference between stress and strain in a material?
So stress is defined as the force applied on unit area, that is stress, and strain referred to as the elongation per unit. The derivation of strain is the increase in length divided by total length. That's how it is derived.
Okay. Acha. Since you said you belong to quality analyst department, right? So, how do you ensure quality control in a manufacturing process? Since you are from a mechanical
manufacturing process
engineering background,
regarding quality control process in mechanical engineering, we used to have a prototype first that will act and behave in a certain way like the original output will do. And with that prototype we do certain kind of tests, and if that prototype pass the certain benchmarks, then we use to product the later on outputs. The prototype need to pass the guidelines first.
Well, can you tell me the function of a flywheel in an engine?
Flywheel is to balance two loads.
Okay.
That's how it works. Like if you pull strain on in a particular rope, the another end of the rope will be able to pull some load. That's how it works.
All right. Can you tell me the function of a gearbox in a vehicle?
I'm sorry, I can't recall this right now.
Acha, what is the working principle of a hydraulic system?
Hydraulic system works on the basic principle of Pascal's law. So if we put pressure on a vessel which has any liquid, the liquid will pass the pressure on every the boundary. The liquid will pass the pressure on the boundary perpendicularly and in the same manner.
Achha. All right. Acha, what is the significance of Reynolds number in fluid mechanics?
Based on the Reynolds number, we can determine if the particular flow of the liquid is a turbulent flow or a streamline flow.
Okay. How do you define Young's modulus?
Young modulus is stress divided by strain.
Okay. And what is Carot cycle?
So it's a kind of assumptions made by thermodynamics. So it will do a certain kind of work and results in heat. That's how it works. So we need to measure the efficiency of that particular engine, and based on that we can produce several other mechanisms to perform different sort of tasks in the industries.
Okay. So let's move on, Anjun. So you are going to be IB Intelligence Bureau, ACIO. So what is the basic job profile of ACIO?
ACIO personnel used to gather intelligence and information which is relevant for the national security and pass the same to the vigilant organizations like CBI, IT, ED, also police and army. So basically in short, they perform as a great asset to the national security by keeping a low profile in the society. So they serve a very useful job without being the center of attraction. They need to keep a very low profile.
So what is the basic difference between IB and RAW?
So RAW will handle issues related to the foreign countries, but IB will deal with the issues with inside India.
So just now you mentioned something, a keyword, that is keeping a low profile, isn't it?
Yes.
Yes.
Well,
Yes.
suppose there is a scenario in which this low profile category uh, has been smashed. I mean to say, you could not keep a low profile. Then what should be done in that case? I mean to say that you have been exposed. So what should be done in that case, in that scenario?
If the low profile is getting smashed or compromised, I can say that then the first and foremost duty of a personnel would be to serve the utmost required purpose, which is to fulfill the assigned task. And if that is over, the then he or she can report to the organization, and he or she can be transferred to another place where his identity is still not revealed.
Okay. Acha. Well, do you have any idea about what to say, about the structure of our organization of IB? I mean the scope of promotion, the designations after you get promoted. Do you have any idea? So this is IB ACIO. What grade is it?
It is grade 2.
Grade
It is grade 2.
So what is the scope of promotion? Do you have any idea?
There is no fixed timeline for this, but after ACIO grade 2, you can be promoted to ACIO grade 1, and consequently you can be promoted to the deputy intelligence head. But the other intelligence bureau heads are directly appointed from UPSC, so we cannot be promoted to that level.
So the hierarchy is somewhat like this: Joint Deputy Director, Assistant Director, Deputy Central Intelligence Officer, that is DCIO, yeah,
officer.
And after that ACIO grade 1, and then comes ACIO grade
1,
yeah, grade 2. Acha, so you are going to be rather you are a asset to the nation. So do you have any idea of the local languages? Like you are posted in somewhere out of West Bengal. So how do you think you will cope up with the locals of that particular region?
I am very much proficient in Bengali, Hindi and English, so that won't be a problem for North India. But for South India, I know there are 4 different languages. If required, I'll definitely study and learn the languages.
So right now, our nation is facing several challenges regarding the border security. What is your take on that?
So we have a border with different countries. Like for Pakistan, we have Pakistan, China. In the northeast, we have Myanmar as well, Bangladesh, and in the southern part of our country, we have Sri Lanka. With Sri Lanka, we have a very friendly relations. So there we don't face much challenges. But with Pakistan and China, we do face a lot of challenges. So for Pakistan, we need to keep our eye open always, because it's a very hostile nation for our country, and it has proved very much dangerous every sort of times. Like it has attacked our country by force, by military, and by different sort of terrorism activities, and financially as well. They transfer fake Indian currency notes as well. China used to deal with don't deal with terrorism acts directly, but they have a knack to capture Arunachal Pradesh from a very long. And they used to rename places in Arunachal Pradesh, publish maps which includes Arunachal Pradesh in China, and that's a great foreign issue for India. And from Bangladesh, we face cattle smugglings and arms smugglings as well. But for Myanmar, we do have some specified zones which can be accessed by both the Indian locals and the Myanmar locals, and this becomes very much compromised for the person with evil political motives. They used to commit crimes in Myanmar and shift to India to get away with the police. Get away from the police. So it is very much challenging for India.
Suppose you are faced with a situation in which your senior has given you a duty, you are assigned a task But in that situation, there is one political person who is in the present government itself, who is pressurizing you not to complete that task. So what should be your course of action at that very moment? And mind it, you are on the field, you are in your duty hours, and there is only one option: to listen to the political leader who has very much influence, and it can lead to a loss of your job and dishonor also. And there is also one option to obey your senior's orders. So in that particular scenario, what is your course of action?
That need to be determined depending on the nature of the assigned task. So a political person can directly involve in the particular task if his or his interest is getting compromised by that particular task. In that case, it will be a stupidity to directly get involved in that with that particular person. So definitely that task will get compromised in that. So it will be better for me if I report that incident or to my senior, and IB has lot of reach in the political level as well. They can pressurize that particular political leader from their hierarchy, and this way, without getting directly involved, this issue can be resolved.
Acha, well, Anjun, we all know that emerging technologies as well as globalization contribute to money laundering, right? So,
Yes.
how can we stop that process? Like, technology enhances such processes, such misdeeds, but how can we save our money from being laundered at national as well as international level?
Technology is a two-edged sword, so it cannot have the last say in this, because how much technology we may adopt, but there will always be a cure to that from the evil mindsets. They can use it for their own goodwill, on own benefit. So we need to always keep our eye open in the border areas to stop hawala transactions. This is the way of money laundering one way. So people who have such laundered money in a lot, they used to transact in hawala transactions and invest the money in outside India, and that is the process of transforming black money to white money. So for that we need to rely on vigilant organizations like enforcement directorate. They need to keep their eye open, and yes, intelligence bureau has a definite say on this.
Acha, well, are you aware of the India-China border affairs? Like recently there has been a meeting, as far as I reckon, it was in March. So it was the meeting was attended by the Indian and the Chinese diplomats. So what was it about? Do you have any idea of it?
I'm not very sure, but it was
about the Galwan Valley happening regarding in 2023 maybe. I don't remember the timeline, but Chinese soldiers captured a particular village in our country, and later on there is a kind of direct enforcements on our Indian soldiers, and that triggered lot of life loss at the border.
Okay. So are you aware of the latest news of June, July, like latest news regarding Pakistan, like some insurgency happened? Are you aware of that?
Yes, there was an insurgent
militant happening in Kashmir. There was a tourist pass which was going to some sort of pilgrimage, and that was attacked by terrorists. I remember that 8 people died in that incident, and many more injured.
Do you read the newspapers daily?
Yes, I do.
Okay.
Yes, I do.
Recently, something happened. An ambush happened in Barnota village. It's 124 kilometers from Kathua town in Jammu. What actually happened there? Do you remember? It happened on 8 July, right? Yeah, on 8 July.
I read about it, but currently I am not able to recall the exact incident.
So 5 Indian personnel, this is from the Hindu directly. 5 Indian personnel were killed on 8th July. Okay, because terrorists ambushed an army convoy. There was an army convoy going on, and the terrorists ambushed that army convoy in Badnota village. It's almost 124 kilometers from Kathua town in Jammu. The attack was, I am saying this incident because it's quite important, because the attack came on the death anniversary of Hizbul Mujahideen operative Burhan Wani. Burhan Wani was killed in an encounter. In which year? Do you remember?
I don't remember the year, but there was a lot of turmoil after this in Kashmir. Maybe it was in 2007 or 8.
Killed on 8th July 2016. Okay, in South Kashmir.
Yes.
No issue. Okay. And again on 9th June, this is the case of 8th July. On 9th June, there was another attack, which you mentioned, I think. Terrorists attacked a bus in Riazi district, killing 9 pilgrims.
Yes.
Yes.
And it was the very day, I think, PM Modi was being sworn in for the 3rd term in office.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So, what is your take on India-China relations regarding the LAC, line of actual control?
The LAC between India and China was
very much debatable from both of the aspects, because China was very much furious over India regarding the Tibet issue. India has given Dalai Lama refuge to stay. So regarding that, India-China relations are always at a stake from a very long time. So China is very much powerful in terms of military power. So we cannot act on directly with China. So diplomatic actions is the only way to sort this out. And yes, our current foreign minister Wise Jaishankar is very much influential in terms of resolving foreign issues like that. He has proved himself multiple times. So diplomatically we need to move to solve this out. And like India, so from a very long time China is securing port deals, which is covering India like a pearl. It was so India is also countering that like a string of diamond. It has secured multiple port deals. The recent one was the Shahbadar port in Iran. So it was a string. India is kind of forming a string of diamond around China to pressurize China in terms of military movements. Like if China is preparing for any military movement through sea route, Indian force can be well aware of that before the attack happens, and we can act on directly as planned.
Do you have any idea about working mechanism for consultation and coordination on India-China border affairs, which happened recently this year?
I'm not very sure about that.
So India and China diplomats convened the meeting. It was the 29th edition of the meeting, and it happened in March. Okay, it is regarding the meeting. It was the meeting of working mechanism for consultation and coordination on India-China border affairs. It took place in Beijing. Okay, it marked a significant development regarding the ongoing tensions along the LAC, that is line of actual control. I will send the link of this particular news in WhatsApp. Please go through it once. Okay, and we all know that India-China border is not fully demarcated, and that is why there has been tensions between the two countries, right? Okay, well and good. So today your interview went pretty well, I presume. So any questions that come to your mind right now, which you need to clear? Any doubt?
Yes, I have one doubt.
Yeah.
So I don't know how to answer
Yes,
that.
I have one
I
doubt.
can face this question
So I don't know
while
how
in
to answer
interview,
that. Like
but
I
I
can
don't have
face
a
this
very
question
specific answer to
while in
that.
interview, but I don't have
I'm
a very
searching
specific
the
answer
answer,
to
but
that.
I'm
So
not able to find it that.
I'm searching the
So
answer, but I'm not able to find it that.
the question will
So
be why I joined to
the
IB.
question
I will
will be
definitely answer that I
like
have a
why I
knack to
joined to
serve
IB. I will
Indian
definitely answer that
intelligence
I have
as
a
it
knack to
directly
serve
serves the
Indian
security,
intelligence
national
as
security.
it directly
So
serves
if there
the
is a counter
security,
question,
national security.
like why
So
not
if there
army?
is a counter question, like
Then what will
why
be
not
a
army?
good answer to that? I'm not very
Then
sure
what will
about
be
that.
a good answer to that? I'm not
So
very sure about that.
you can always say something hypothetical, like in various interviews I faced, like in SBI PO once, I faced one such question, like why are you appearing for the banking sector, interview in the banking sector, when you have already completed your DV in SSC CGL. So by mistake I had mentioned that in the interview that I have already appeared for my DV. So they cross questioned me several times, then why are you appearing for SBI PO interview? So you can always say that in my case I said that my two of my uncles are working in the banking sector, and I have my father who is also presently working in the banking sector in a public sector bank. That is why I am keen to join this sector. So you can always say something hypothetical, but yes, be prepared with that hypothetical part whenever you are saying. Like in my case, the interviewer asked me, the panel member asked me, in which bank is your father working, who is the MD and CEO of that bank, where is it, where is the headquarters of that bank located. So many questions I was bombarded with. So be prepared for that. Okay, you can always prepare your own answer, no issue. We cannot always copy someone else's answer, but yes, we can always prepare answers to questions that may be asked. Yes, one more thing I would like to ask, what is your weakness, Anjan?
What is my weakness? So
What is
I
my
haven't prepared
weakness?
for
So
that as well, but I have that
I
question in my
haven't
mind. I
prepared for
have to
that
prepare for
as well,
that.
but
So in terms of
I have
weakness,
that question in my mind. I have to
I
prepare
do
for that.
think
So
that
in terms of weakness, I do
I
think
need to
that
be more outspoken.
More
I
outspoken,
need to be
okay.
more outspoken.
Yes. So
Acha.
I'm quite introvert, and
Yes. So
being an
I'm
intelligence
quite
personal,
introvert,
that will
and
not work. So being introvert will
being
not
an
work
intelligence personal,
in
that
the
will not
intelligence
work.
field.
So being introvert will
You
not
need to
work
be more
in the intelligence
communicative
field.
with the person,
You need to be
with the people
more
around.
communicative with the
All
person,
right. So
with the people
how do
around.
you plan on overcoming this weakness?
I'm working on this since a very long time actually. So I'm
So
in
I'm
the
working on
customer
this
service
since a very
background
long
and
time actually.
need to
I'm
be
in
in
the
constant
customer service
communication with
background. I
customers.
need
So
to constant
yes, that
in need to
weakness is
be in
getting
constant communication with customers. So yes,
reduced
that
day by
weakness
day.
is getting
It is slightly there till, but
reduced day by day.
it will be
It
removed.
is slightly there till, but
My job is actually helping
it
me
will
out
be
in that.
removed.
Great,
My job
great.
is actually helping me
So
out in that.
there can be various questions related to weakness, because I myself faced such a question in several interviews. Acha. One more thing I would like to tell you that in the panel there will be 3 to 4 members, as I have learned from the previous interviews of my students. Okay, so no need to worry about that. Okay, someone will be constantly observing you, your body language, your gait, that is how you walk from the door while entering the hall or the room. So and as I had already mentioned in the earlier session, that always wear formals, and it should be matching. I mean, it should not be too bright, too loud.
Yes.
It should be formal, and you should always try to maintain a proper gait, that is proper walking style, in a formal manner. And one more thing, well, I always used to take care of it during all my interviews, because in one mock interview of some institute in the year 2017, I faced a problem in that, because in that interview what happened, I just entered the room. In that mock interview rather, I entered the room and without asking permission I just sat down. So never do that. Okay, so in my last interview also I kept standing until the panel members told me to sit down. They were surprised. The lady said, "Why are you standing? Please sit down." I said, "Oh yeah, thank you ma'am." So without asking permission, do not sit down. Okay, right? And
one thing, can I do one thing just after entering the room?
So
Can I just ask?
one thing, can I do one thing just
sure,
after entering the
sure.
room? Can I just
Definitely.
ask? Can I sit or may I
You
sit
can
down?
always ask. Like in my interview of Eastern Railway Cooperative Bank, I faced a panel of RBI members. They were from Reserve Bank of India. So they were very humble and very down to earth, and I asked them permission to sit down. They said, "Yes, of course, please sit. Why should you stand?" They were aged members, but it was a nice panel. It was it was one of the nicest panel I have faced in so many interviews. I have faced more than 10 to 11 interviews, but this was one of the nicest panels, one of the best panels I would say. Okay, so thank you, Anjun. It was nice interacting with you. I will mention the date of the next interview very soon. Okay. আচ্ছা, আমি রেকর্ডিংটা অফ করছি, ঠিক আছে?